Hey Pally, today's Thursday, November 8th.
And INFocus starts right now.
The quad will soon be filled with information on how Pally students can be of service to their community. We'll tell you the details.
And an important member in Trump's administration has been fired. All that and more is coming up on today's show.
Welcome to INFocus. I'm Sarah Nash.
And I'm Max Bonstetter.
There's a lot going on around campus today.
Here's some important announcements from today's campus bulletin.
Well, Dr. Eugene Cordero, a former Google Science Communication Fellow and current member of the Department of Meteorology and Climate Science at San Jose State University, will deliver a lecture about solving the climate crisis through youth education. Introductory remarks will be given by Ann Lee, student founder of the group Schools Under 2C. The event will take place at the Foster 940 Commercial Street, Palo Alto on November 14th, 2018 at 6:30 p.m. with a reception and self-guided gallery tour. The lecture begins at 7:30 p.m. For more information, visit www.acterra.org/lectures. The event is free for students.
Service Fair is a time where Pally students are exposed to the various ways that they can engage with their communities and volunteer with local organizations. The event happens Thursday, November 15th during lunch on the quad.
Moving on now from what's going on around campus to what's happening in the world and locally today.
Let's take a look at what's topping today's headlines in today's News Minute.
Well, President Trump fired Attorney General Jeff Sessions yesterday and replaced him with Matthew Whitaker for now. The move is an abrupt end to what had been a tumultuous tenure for Sessions, originally one of Trump's earliest and most loyal surrogates as an Alabama Republican senator. He was a key figure in implementing Trump's vision for America and significantly rolled back Obama-era policies on immigration, police reform, and civil rights. Sessions was an enforcer of much of the Trump administration's hardline approach on immigration and regularly praised the president's tough words on crime. But even as he continued to carry out the Trump agenda, his relationship with the president remained strained and fraught for months due to the ongoing Mueller investigation.
Tensions between North Korea and the U.S. are rising. North Korea is getting increasingly angry at the U.S. as talks are deadlocked and tensions between the two countries are on the rise. A source familiar with the discussions told CNN. A source familiar with the ongoing dance between officials in Washington and Pyongyang said that North Korea is getting really angry over the lack of any offer of sanctions relief from the U.S. and that their stance is that the U.S., quote, must take a move before we make a next one, quote. The U.S. has suspended and canceled military exercises with South Korea in the interest of diplomacy. And Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Joseph Dunford, hinted Monday that if there's progress in U.S.-North Korea talks, it could lead to a potential change in the U.S. military presence on the Korean peninsula, where 28,500 troops are currently stationed, a long-held goal for Pyongyang.
Well, the election results are in from Tuesday's polls. Ken Dauber won re-election to the Paz School Board, but the results for the second seat were so close that there is going to be a recount. Shinak Durop is the current leader with 5,451 votes, followed by Stacey Ashland with 5,426. Kathy Jordan is close behind Durop and Ashland with 5,346 votes.
For City Council, Allison Cormack, Tom Du Bois, and Eric Filseth each garnered four-year terms, and Measure F, which would have imposed caps on how much medical providers could charge patients, was rejected by Palo Alto voters. Our football team has made it to the playoffs.
And Paul Thai is in the field with more information. Paul?
Hey Vikings, tomorrow night, Palo takes on Los Gatos for the first round of CSS playoffs. The game's at Palo Alto, and it starts at 7 o'clock, so make sure to come out and support the Vikings. Well, that's all for me. Back to you in the studio.
And then I was like, Peninsula.
Thanks, Paul. I wish that playoff game could be broadcast live so that people who can't see it can still enjoy the matchup.
I agree. If that were a thing, maybe it would be on ESPN or something. Anyways, I heard that the channel that produces Westworld and Game of Thrones was created today.
Oh yeah, Fair, you know a little more about this, right?
I do, Sarah. It has been 46 years since the first program on HBO was aired. The premium TV channel Home Box Office, and formerly known as HBO, is the oldest paid TV channel in the United States. The first program to air was Sometimes a Great Notion, a movie starring Paul Newman and Henry Fonda. The channel has come a long way since 1972, keeping us on edge of our seats as we wait for the next season of Game of Thrones. That's all for me. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Thayer. Now for more sports, but this time with McKenna DiGeronimo.
I saw that Pally Volleyball had to travel pretty far for yesterday's game.
They did, Max, all the way to Clovis, which is a 3-hour drive. They played Buchanan High School in 2018 CIF State Girls Volleyball Championships, but unfortunately lost 3-0. Luckily, the boys varsity water polo team faced Los Gatos yesterday in the CCS semifinals and beat them 11-12 in double overtime. Incredible. On to the CCS finals. Congratulations. Today, there is only one match as the girls' varsity tennis team is at home facing Monte Vista at 2 p.m. That's all from me. Back to Sarah and Max.
Thanks for that, McKenna. You know, Max, this week was pretty warm. I have to keep reminding myself that it's November.
I agree, Sarah. Our meteorologist, Ingrid Paichow, is in the studio now with today's weather report.
Ingrid, what can we expect out there today?
Hey guys, this week is going to be really sunny. Let's start with today. Right now in Palo Alto, it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit. The high for today is going to be 74 and the low is going to be 45. There's going to be a wind blowing at 7 miles per hour, humidity index at 15. Now looking at tomorrow and Saturday, you can see that the highs are in the low 70s and the lows are in the 44s. Now looking at our 5cast. For this week, it's going to be mostly sunny except on Tuesday. The highs are going to be in the low 70s, while the lows are going to be in the mid 40s. Now looking at the Bay Area temperatures, you can see that San Francisco and Oakland is a little bit chillier as always. It's actually today a little bit similar to Palo Alto and San Jose. The highs are going to be in the mid 70s and the lows are going to be in the mid 40s. That's all for me. Back to you in the studio.
Well, that does it for today's episode.
Be sure to visit our website to check out old episodes, check the bulletin, or to send us an email.
Until next time, have a great day, Pally.